So, welcome to the podcast. And today's episode is going to be about a legal update. And without wasting our time, let's get to it. D.Y. Chandrachud has been appointed as 50th CJI. His service will be effective from 9th of November 2022. He is 63 years old. He will have a term of over 2 years as the 50th CJI till 20th of November. This is also the first time a father and a son will hold the CJI position. Justice Chandrachud's father, who is Justice Y V Chandrachud, is well known. He was the 60th and longest serving CJI. This is the legal update. But this will make our episode a shorter one. So, if we have time, why not take a look at some of his key judgments?
Okay.
So, the first one is Permanent Commission to Women in the Armed Forces. So, Justice Chandrachud led the bench of judges in the Supreme Court in a landmark ruling directed the Indian Armed Forces and the Indian government to grant permanent commissions to women officers in the armed forces. Chandrachud and other judges has pointed out the factors of gender discrimination in the selection criteria at the time. So it was a commendable step taken. The second is about Sabrimala temple entry for women. Akin to his nature of advocating women's rights, Justice Chandrachud was part of the majority opinion that favored the entry of women in the Sabrimala temple in Kerala. He cited that barring the entry of women in the temple was unconstitutional. One of the most discussed judgments of him is decriminalizing Section 377. Yes, one of the most important cases. In September 2018, when the Supreme Court read down Section 377 to decriminalize homosexuality, of course, Justice Chandrachud's concurring opinion highlighted that this ruling may open the doors for granting wider rights to the sexual minorities. So it was a landmark judgment and a very, very important one in terms of the rights of the sexual minorities. This Chandrachud-led bench of the Supreme Court recently held that the marital status must not affect anyone's right to seek an abortion. The judgment was considered pivotal as it also includes persons who are not cisgender women. The judgment also refers to non-consensual intercourse between married couples as marital rape, which in turn may prove to be pertinent in the case seeking a declaration of marital rape as a punishable offense. Now the next case that is talked about is Hadia case. In this case of love jihad, so-called love jihad, the apex court bench consisting of Justice Chandrachud stressed on the right of the adult woman to exercise autonomy and the right to make decisions concerning her marriage and choice of adopting a religion. After that, yes, this is one of his most talked about cases, that is decriminalizing adultery. A top court bench that included Justice Chandrachud decriminalized adultery as a punishable offense and noted that the provision was rooted in patriarchal views that sought to subjugate women and deny them bodily and sexual autonomy. Next is regarding fundamental rights of human. It is right to privacy, of course, right to privacy as a fundamental right. So while writing the judgment for the conditional bench that upheld right to privacy as a fundamental right, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud overruled the habeas corpus case of emergency era, which had held that fundamental rights can be suspended at a time when emergency is proclaimed. The overruled judgment was passed by a bench that included Justice Y V Chandrachud as well. So it was quite a statement. After that, judgment talked about his Aadhaar scheme validity. In challenge to the validity of Aadhaar scheme, Justice Chandrachud was the only dissenter who noted that provision of the act affected the right to privacy of the individual. Here we can see he is a quite vocal advocate of right to privacy. Then freedom of expression and press freedom was another judgment that is talked about. He is Also, as I mentioned before, he is a sheer constitutionalist. So it is only fair that he is a vocal advocate of all the fundamental rights. So Justice Chandrachud was the only dissenter in the case concerning the arrest of activists in the relation to the Bhima Koregaon case. He had, during one of the court hearings, noted that dissent is the safety valve of the democracy. Justice Chandrachud had also noted that the said arrest under the UAPA Act may have been in violation of the fundamental rights of the accused person. So here, what we can take out from it is that he's a sheer constitutionalist at heart, and a vocal critic and a vocal advocate of fundamental rights to be followed. He also talks about the freedom of expression and media freedom, and this is going to be quite a time, and there are going to be eyes on him when he takes oath as the 50th CJI of India. This is a golden time for a judiciary, no doubt regarding that. So this was all about today. Thank you and have a nice day. Cheers. And remember, law is in the air.
King of the road, trailer for sailoring, trailer for sailoring.